All right, starting off, we are going to be in Hawaii, and I have the OnePlus 8 in front of me today. I was one of the fortunate people to get it on launch day. Apparently in the US, it sold out within 2 to 5 minutes. That's what people are saying. And yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to get it along with all the bonus gifts. So the configuration I have with me today is the Glacial Green, the $699 version, $700 essentially, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 120 gigabytes of storage. So I'm going to share you guys my unboxing experience, and then we can go back here and show you guys the camera and other features. So first, I want to say that I really like the packaging of the OnePlus series now. It's really clean and simple aesthetic. So the configuration that I got is 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and the Glacial Green color. I thought that was the best color that they offered. Has the Snapdragon 865, 5G capable, and Dolby Atmos included. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out. And even when you slide it up, you can see the 8s down there, and I believe there's another one up here. Yep. So that's pretty cool. So we have our documentation, of course, and then we have the device. I'm gonna come to the device back real quick. So let me take some of this out. So we have some stickers, some documentation, more documentation, and an invitation letter. Let's see what this is. Hi there, this is your OnePlus, a smartphone made hand in hand with our community. Never settle, Pete. That's really cool. I've never got an invitation letter to a smartphone. All right, now moving back to the device. Down here, we have the 30-watt power adapter, the warp charging adapter. We have the device in hand right here. And then we have the USB-C to USB-A connector, the cable. It's gonna be in red and white as it always is for OnePlus devices. I have here is the OnePlus 8 Glacial Green. And look at this color, guys. It's a really nice color. I want to say when the light hits it, it turns into an aqua-ish color. And when it's not in light, it's more of like a light green. Right here on the side, we have the, I guess, the volume controller. And it has a textured finish as well. This is the lock button. And then moving on to the bottom, we have our SIM card tray. USB-C, speakers, pretty much into that side. On the top we just have, I believe this might be a microphone or another speaker, and the 2 antenna bands. And then we have the volume rocker, so up and down. I haven't used an Android in like 10 years, guys, so if I got any of that wrong, please let me know. But we have the triple camera setup on the back here with the flash, the OnePlus logo, as well as the secondary logo, or just spelled out, I guess. And you can tell by the color shifting that they spent a lot of time trying to manufacture this. I'm going to get this powered on and set up and let you guys know my first thoughts and impressions on it. All right, so I pretty much set up the device for the main apps that I use, and I want to go ahead and say that I haven't used Android in I don't know how long. The last OS I was on was probably Gingerbread. I don't know what number that was, but it's been quite some time. But going into the display advanced settings, what I have set to is vivid for the screen calibration, just because I want the colors to be more poppy. Although you can set it to natural, or you can get into the nitty gritty and customize it even more. But I just have it set to vivid. The refresh rate is 90. It is really nice, but you can clock it back down to 60 Hertz if that's what you want. But front camera display, you can show the camera, or you can hide the top up here if you don't want to see it. But I think that you lose a little bit too much screen real estate for that, so I decide to leave that on. What else? Vibrant color effect. I also have this on because I really just like my colors to be really poppy. And yep, that's on. I believe that might be it. So for customization, this is new to me, so I changed my wallpaper. My tone I have set to dark, just for the dark mode to save battery, and it's a lot easier to use. And I believe that's pretty much it in terms of customization and display. All right, guys, so that's pretty much the setup that I have of the OnePlus 8. I should probably take this off, huh? And yeah, you can see that the color, like I said before, is really, really cool. Another thing I want you guys to know is that it does curve to the side a little bit, but I haven't had any issues with it misreading my touches on the side. But now I'm just going to give you guys my full impressions and test out the camera and other features for you guys. So hope you enjoy. All right, so now I want to talk about the camera because I think that's what's most important to you guys. So thank you, Android, for telling me that my lens is dirty. So I'm going to start off with the 12 megapixel camera and show you guys the results. So here we go. Here's 1x, 2x, and ultra wide. Whoa, that's very interesting already. I can already see. So one thing I noticed with the ultra wide, I'll get into it when I show the photo, but the regular 1x looks really good. The colors are vibrant. I want to say it might be oversaturating the green and the plant at the top a little bit, but for what it is, it's really good. It's blurring out the background. I didn't really ask for that, but pretty cool. 2x zoom also looks really good as well. You can see the details in the outside of the vase and the table as well. And then moving on to the ultra wide, what my initial impression was when I said, oh wow, was it looks like the top portion of the vase at where the soil, the fake soil I should say, meets. It's kind of smoothing that out. I'm not sure why that's happening. And it seems to be the colors are a little bit darker. I guess that's just because the lens is taking in more light. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still trying to figure out photography in general. But I'm going to switch over to the 48 megapixel camera and you guys can tell me what you guys think of the colors here versus the regular 12 megapixel. The 48 megapixel definitely looks better. I want to say the colors look more natural and real to life compared to the 12 megapixel. So if you are taking just a regular 1x or just a regular camera, you should probably use the 48 megapixel. So there is a super macro mode as well. So I want to go ahead and test that out. I've never used a super macro lens before. 3, 2, 1. Why I counted down, I have no idea. But with the super macro lens, wow. So you can see all the ridges in the table as well as in this, I want to call it the tiger tooth for now. It's very detailed. Like when I zoom in, I can see pretty much everything. It's kind of crazy. So now I want to do portrait mode because when you're a tech reviewer, you got to start taking selfies because that's what people use. They want to know how portrait mode is. So here we go. I'm not a selfie person or a portrait person at all because I pretty much recently got a phone that was capable of doing it, but I want to go out and say, what am I looking for? So the background is pretty blurry. The subject, which is me, is pretty crisp, as well as I just look really good. That's all I can say. So if you're taking selfies in portrait mode on this device, it gets a pass for me. So next I want to talk about the display, and I want to go out and say that this device pretty much deserves those 10 records that it beat with DisplayMate. I am just so impressed by the colors, the refresh rate, just everything about the display is good. I'm also coming from an iPhone 10, so keep that in mind. That one has an OLED, but this one has AMOLED, and the colors on here are just so rich, vivid, vibrant. Also the refresh rate with the 90 hertz is crazy fast. I don't need to go into explaining about refresh rate anymore on this channel, but anything above 60 is just a dream. It's becoming a reality now, but like I said before, it's been a while since I used Android, so it's a new experience for me. But definitely, Android has definitely come a long way. I could definitely switch over easily now back to Android if I wanted to. So now it's time to do the street walk in a country. So we're going to go to Bangkok, Thailand. And before I show you guys this video, watching content on this phone is a completely different experience than any other phone I've used. So this is regular, right? And it looks good. But if you zoom out, it looks like I have a mini TV in my hands. It's just so much screen, and it's also has some really nice speakers, and it's really loud. I thought the hole punch design would be I guess, annoying or obstructive, because I know on the 7 Pro, they had the flawless display and the camera popped out. That's how they got around to get the full display. But I want to say after using it for like 5 minutes, I didn't even notice the hole punch was there until I brought it back up. So I think it's not something most people should be worried about. But yeah, this display is crazy, guys. Look at this. That's amazing. So now I want to talk about the security on here, security features to get into the phone. So they have the in-display fingerprint reader, which is really nice. You can get in like that. It's really quick. One thing I have noticed, if you apply like really light pressure, it's not going to recognize your finger. So make sure to actually press down on it if you are getting some errors with that. It also has face unlock, which is crazy fast. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but it's like, I unlocked my phone like 5 times already. Speakers, you guys probably want to know what the speakers sound like, so let's just go to one of my older videos. It's a Quad HD Plus of 1440p. The refresh rate is 120 hertz, which is really, really nice. They do 240 hertz sampling rate, or 10 and 10 plus. It has the automatic. They're pretty loud, and as well, they're pretty clear at the max volume. Another thing I forgot to mention that I just heard myself talk about was the brightness. The brightness on this thing is super bright. Like, I would not put this on max brightness at night. You'll probably start crying like I did. Might be some tears that develop. But yeah, I can't say enough about this display. This display might be the selling point for a lot of people. I'm so surprised at how good this display is. Maybe it's just because I'm using an iPhone. So what else should I talk about? The charging. So there is 30-watt warp charging, which they call it. It's definitely a lot faster than almost said supercharging, like Tesla. It's almost as fast charging on my iPhone. Actually, it's much faster than fast charging on my iPhone. It charges crazy fast, although I am a little disappointed that there is no wireless charging. And I know OnePlus's whole thing is that it needs to be top performing, super fast for the consumer to use, to be able to get put into the phone. And I think people would have been okay with the not even 5, you could put 10-watt wireless charging in here. I think people would have been more than satisfied, and I think this would have outsold, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I would think that this would outsell the OnePlus 8 Pro if this did have any type of wireless charging. That being said, the warp charging is super fast, so if you don't really care about wireless charging, that's not a deal breaker for you. Okay, one more thing I want to say. I'm not used to big phones, and I don't even know if this is considered big. It's 6.78 inches, something like that. And I thought it'd be too big for me, but I think just the dimensions, since it's really tall compared to wider, like it is on the 11 Pro Max or the Max series that Apple has, it's definitely more comfortable to hold in my hand, although my pinky is going to be dropping over the years if I keep using it like this or hold it like this. But I will say I do have to use 2 hands occasionally if I want to get to the top part of my screen, or I have to readjust my hand. So that's not that big of a deal that I've noticed. But yeah, I'm going to daily drive this and see what I can find to be really good and find out what I really don't like about this phone. But first impressions, and also in the honeymoon phase, I want to say that I am really impressed with this device. For $699, I might just say that this might be the best Android phone on the market to date. That's gonna do it for me today, guys. If you didn't like the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I will be showing my unboxing experience of the OnePlus 8 Pro, which is in, surprisingly, this color, ultramarine blue. It's a $1,000 version. A lot of money, guys, jeez. But stay tuned for that, and I'll give my first impressions and honeymoon phase on that as well. And then I'll have my review coming out later next week. And yep, hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one. Much love.